Afternoon, everybody. So, just an update on the tractor situation. Dad and I was just at American Equipment a little bit ago. Turned in the application for the loan, and we paid the other one off this morning. Made that phone call to Mahindra Finance. That's taken care of. So, and opening up a new one. That's just the way that is. That's the way it works. My buddy Smitty is out there blowing off his driveway there. Okay, so there's only 2 of those tractors in Ohio, and the tractor that we want. And the one place did not call my salesman, Walt, did not call him back. And he's contacted the other place, and they can do a transfer. So that's what's going to happen. And they got to go get it, get the third function put on it. He said they take about an hour, 2 hours to go over, give it a safety check and all that, make sure just every bolt's tight, fluids are good, all that kind of stuff, which is a good thing. And I'm sure that's one of those extra fees that I'm paying for also, but that's a good thing. That's all right. They can do that. And they got to put the third function valve and fittings on the front of it. That's got to be done. And we should have our tractor by the end of the week. So the way the weather's looking, in fact, it's rain on my windshield right now, but the way the weather's looking, I don't see us doing much this week. And if I do, I got a 2 or 3 day window here after tomorrow, or starting tomorrow. This is Monday, and I could get some round bales made, I believe, and I might. So that's that. I might do that. That would be just down the road at Kirkendale's on top of the hill. I need to go look at it here in a little bit. I think I'm going to put the bush hog on the New Holland. I know it's sprinkling rain or whatever, but hey, it's got a cab. I'll be inside. I don't like to bush hog with that tractor, but it can be done. You just take a chance around trees and stuff of tree limb, hitting the glass. But I'll just have to be careful. I've done it before. And I need to get back here to look at the very back field anyway. So I think that might happen here in just a little bit. And yeah, I'm excited to have our new tractor this week. That's for sure. And Walt, I think you watch my videos. You are the man. The price you came in on that tractor was a lot less. I mean, a lot less than what I had figured. And that's great. That's great. American Equipment Services, Sabine, Ohio. If you need small compact tractor loader, they carry JCB loaders, Exmark mowers, Skag. My gosh, I don't know what else they carry, but they have just about anything you want. Steel power equipment, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, whatever you want, they have it. Go see them. Just great. If you're traveling north and south on I-71 between Jeffersonville and Wilmington, you'll pass their dealership. Just right there near Route 72, and you can get off of Route 72, go south and hit Gallimore Road, and you're right there at their dealership. So check them out, give them a call. Those people are great. They really are. So I could have bought from another dealership and probably already had a tractor by now, but probably could have had it today. Didn't want to. I wanted to go through them. Walt, you the man. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. So change of plans this morning. I had the 4-wheeler ready to go do some spraying at that property in Xenia that we got back. Checked with my salesman, Walt, at American Equipment, see how things were going. Reminded him that Dad was having surgery tomorrow on his arm, and if he needed him to sign any papers or anything, he would not be able to tomorrow. And he said he can sign the papers this afternoon. Dad's at a doctor's appointment currently. So I will let Dad know about that. And then asking him how it's going on the transport of the tractor, our new loader tractor. It has to come from another dealership to theirs, be put in their inventory, which paperwork, all that I guess, and before they can sell it to us. And he said their truck is busy, he can't get it transported just yet. And I said, just joking around, I said, I have a truck and a trailer. He said, would you want to go get it? Sure. Yeah, I can do that if it helps speed things up and make sure we get our tractor this week. Yeah, I can do that. So he said, let me make sure that's going to be okay. And he came back and he said, yeah, sent me the address. And he said, Dry Ridge, Kentucky. I was thinking it was Franklin Furnace, Ohio, which is down below Portsmouth, 94 miles away. Which I guess, yeah, about an hour and a half. But now I'm going the other direction, down through Cincinnati, because the tractor I need to pick up is in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. So he gave me the serial number, contact information when I get down there, and I am headed out here in a little bit. Wanted to go over this tractor with you, and yeah, it's become really humid right now. Anyway, I wanted to go over things on this tractor with you. I used it yesterday evening out here in the mulch pile, and I don't know what's wrong with those cattle. Anyway, I got it up to about 1200 RPM, and yeah, I got a bucket in the seat to keep the cats off of it. Let me just move that to the fender. So I had it last night about 1200 RPM, and I was able to use the shuttle shift without even touching the clutch. Real happy about that, because that's real important for me using the loader and the grapple. You know, the other tractor had the 2 pedals down here, you know, forward and reverse. Not so much on this one. Brake pedals are there on this side on this one, where brake pedals were there on my 2555 on that one. But anywho, I was able to do that loader work. I messed around for about a half hour or something like that, and was able to use the shuttle shift no problem, and without even touching the clutch. You do have to stop your motion though sometimes if you're on a hill, but I gave it enough time to get out of gear. Plus I was in soft ground and it didn't want to roll too much. So but I would say if you're on a hill or something like that, you definitely want to stop your motion before shifting in that, or it's going to jerk you out of the seat. So was able to use the loader function and keep my arm on my elbow on the armrest. That's pretty sweet. Right there's your 2 buttons that one of those is going to work my 3rd function when they get the parts in. Really like this tractor. Was thinking about turning that exhaust stack out that way, but it would hit, the loader arm would hit it. Can't do that. One thing I'm interested in using, it has so this is your 540 that you can put it in. It has a 540 economy. It has a regular 540. The 540 economy you can use to, if you're doing light work, light mowing, whatever, say you got a bush hog back here or the tedder, and you don't need the regular 540 that's going to require more RPM and fuel from the tractor, you can put it in the 540E. It'll spin that. Right now, PTO shaft is in neutral, not because the engine shut off, it's because this is in neutral. And if you're hooking up something and you can't get it in gear because this is in gear, you can just reach it right up here from back here and put that in neutral. Even with the tractor running, because your PTO doesn't turn on and off till you hit this button over here. So you can do whatever you want with that back here and not have any worries of getting wrapped up in a PTO shaft when you go in to hook it up. But I'm interested to see what that 540 economy does with the bush hog or the tedder behind this. Just see how that does as far as power wise. This grass hay kept, it's in good shape, real good shape. This grass hay, I've sold a little bit of it. I'm being not real generous, I guess you could say, to the ones I'm selling it to. If they're out of hay, then I'm giving them a few bales to get by till I get more made. So that's just to get everybody by. Worked on the round baler a little bit ago. This bar right here was bent up. You see the little dings in it there. I took it up to the shop. I think I straightened it out a little bit. It had a little bit of a bow right here. It was working, but Dad and I noticed, and how convenient that it was right there. Bolt there, comes out, and took it up, and I think I straightened it up a little bit. It was working as it was, and you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I did anyway, and I swapped it around. As you can see, the wear side's on a different side now where it rubs the bale. So this baler is old. I mean, this is back in the late 80s, I believe. So it's got to get me through this season. Then we'll look at next season, see how much round baling we're doing, see if we need to go with another baler. But I love this baler. It's simple. And I know I've talked about this baler before, sorry, but you know, you keep these bearings in here good. You keep an eye on them. You listen to them every once in a while. They'll growl if they're not good. Or you can get you a heat gun and point them at them, but I think there's like 6 or 7 on each side. Keep an eye on those bearings. Your sprockets, everything else, good. This baler does have a lot of wear, but it's going to make it this year. And if we keep spare bearings, so if we have to throw them in it, we will. Good morning, everybody. I think it's still morning. We are down the road from the farm here at we call this Picks Mount Carmel, and because Mount Carmel Road is over that way, and I'm on the hillside here. I am cutting hay. There's not much right here, so I'm just making enough to get a windrow because that is a nice hill that you don't want to come down. We just mow it to keep it down, but that is where you would end up if you got to sliding down that hill. That's a drop off. Huge turtle went in the water down there earlier too. That was pretty cool. Well, this is all cut. I'm up here on the top side now. I just came around the bottom instead of going up that hill. No sense even trying to make hay on that hill. This little piece over here, ditch line that runs down through it there, ditch line back here, a couple of them. I bush hog that about once a year. Same with the hillside that's right in front of us up here. Just to keep this looking nice, we don't pay a penny for this ground, so there's a family that owns it, the Pickering family, and they just like what we do as far as keeping it mowed down. So I'll do all I can to help them. I keep the fence lines clean, mow along there also, keep the trees trimmed out of it. Need to do a little bit up there, mow this little area up here, and there's a concrete footer in here, and I'm almost sure there used to be a little house or something there, and that's probably why the well is right there and the power pole. I'm guessing there used to be a house set right there, and it'd be a nice place to set a house, honestly. Look down over that hill. Are you kidding me? That'd be nice. We're gonna switch into high range here, get the hazard lights on. My AC's working. Yeah, right. Yeah. Now that we're done mowing, I can probably open up this back window. Funny story, we replaced this latch because it broke off. And it's backwards from the other one. So now I gotta reach clear around to my right and undo it. It latches into there, but it's backwards. The original one went the other way. I don't get it. Well, my neighbor's Kirkendale is cut, at least this front field out here. I also overseeded with alfalfa in this field. I could see a little bit of it trying to come up when I got out to check things once. It already had a little bit growing in it anyway from the previous owners before Kirkendale's had it. So that's that. We may tether this stuff this evening. Right down through this ditch line right in here is always real thick, and then it thins out up here on the hill. The last couple years I've put manure on that hillside up here. Seems to be helping it a little bit, but my guess there's probably 250 bales in here, if I had to guess. And I'm guessing there's about 350 down there that I cut at Pickering's. I think I'm gonna go over here to Jeremy's over on St. John. Cut that little 2 acre over there. That will probably be round baled because dummy me, early this spring I put cow manure on it pretty heavy, and I know there's going to be clumps of it get in the hay, so first cutting on that most likely going to be round bales, and we need some anyway, so I'm guessing that's the plan there. We'll see when I cut it, but I need them anyway. I need to get some somewhere, and that's pretty close. I'm guessing it'd make 4 or 5 right now. So that's where I'm headed. Still warm in here. AC's still on. Morning, everyone. Well, it is Monday morning and it is trying to rain. Was not in the forecast. I think there was just maybe a small chance. Maybe a real small chance, but yeah, it's raining. And yeah, of course we have hay down. Of course. It's just the way it is. I guess it's gonna be that way all summer long. I don't know. We'll see. Not looking forward to that, but that's what it's looking like. We're gonna venture down to the barn. I have a small delivery. I need to be there by 8 a.m. but like I said, it's sprinkling rain. Not enough to keep me from moving that hay. We'll get that done. And it's nice and cool out here this morning. I don't know what in the heck it is, but it's cool out here for sure. Cars going by, probably most likely people taking their kids to school. Donkeys are over there with the cattle now. They do not look happy about that. Arrow is laying down taking a nap. Those two there, Spot and Penny. Yeah, I see you looking at me.
They were in my backyard yesterday 3 times, 3 different times. They like the grass on the other side, so they just push through a panel and go. Arrow, you doing all right? Rough night? That's the donkeys look over. Hi kids. Y'all should have plenty to eat out there. Plenty. Down to like 4 round bales. So the hay that we did cut, one spot of it over on High Cooper. One place over on Jasper Road, Jeremy's place. Like I said, it's like 2 acres. I put that manure down real heavy early this spring, I think it was. And there's going to be clumps of it in the hay, so that is going to be in round bales for sure. And because we don't want that in our horse hay. And I need them, like I said, I'm down to 4 round bales. These kids are, yeah, nice. Can't you do that outside? These kids go through 1 a day. Running a little low on H2O here. Get that going. Water down here at the barn has a lot of pressure, even though the pump is in Mom and Dad's basement. Got a lot of pressure here. Morning, cats. Haven't even turned the light on. Hope you can see me. Oh, where's the infamous Gordon? That may be him. Her. There's rumor that it might be her. I don't know how I don't think he knows how to identify it. I think Mom and Dad are still home. Looks like their front door's open. I think I'll take Dad's truck to go deliver that little bit of hay. My truck's still hooked into the gooseneck, and I'm hoping I get a phone call from American Equipment and that we need to run our new tractor down there and get the 3rd function put on. I hope those parts come in today. So I'm going to leave it hooked to the gooseneck. Truck hasn't started in like 3 days. That's okay. We have other trucks to do what I need to do. It's only 30 bales. Only 30 bales that goes over to Federal Road, so that won't be too difficult. Mike should be here around 9 or so. It'll be about the time I'll be getting back, so I'll get that straightened out and fill up their water here. I'm not walking away from it, and we'll get busy. Mowing some alfalfa mix. A little thin right here in this spot. We've idled down a little bit, or not idled down, run the RPM down a little bit. Just because there's not as much here, and you know how this mower doesn't like the thin stuff, so this here would be the section that I planted a couple years ago, and it's just taking its time coming on. We're gonna have a tree branch rub the top of the cab here. That's always fun. How did I miss that one with my trimmer? There it went up and over. All right, so we are in the bottom field here off of Jasper Road at the end of St. John. And we're going to get this cut down this morning, and then I am off to Grandparents' Day, which sounds weird, for my grandson Braxton. Hello, Braxton. We'll see you in a little bit. My wife and I are going to that. She actually stayed with Braxton and Raiden last night. Their daddy is still in the hospital, and that's another story we'll get to at another time. And then, but he's doing better. And Mommy had a scheduled concert with some girlfriends of hers, so she went ahead and went to that. So that's what we're doing. We're mowing this hay down, and I'll be done just in time to get home and go to that with the wife. She's probably on her way back now, back to the house to get ready to go, whatever. And I'm sure she's going to be grumpy because she likes her sleep. She sure does, and I'm okay with that. So I got out here, if you can hear me. On my last round, it sounded like something was hung up in the mower, and I lifted. And as you can see, I was dragging something. So I get out and I come out here and I'm trying to find it. I don't see anything. You can definitely tell I picked up something and drug it. Now I can't find it. That's concerning. Well, maybe I'll find it when I tether. Could be just a small rock, but something was definitely stuck under there and made that groove. Yeah, we'll get back at it. As you can see, I don't know if it's the manure and the aerating I did, but this field is gonna make the most it's ever made. I guarantee you that. It usually makes somewhere in the 300 range. I think we're gonna top 400 maybe. Maybe, we'll see. And the bugs are bad this morning, but
Grass is already headed out. There's seeds in there. Before long, that'll be turning brown. All right, let's get back at it. Morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, if that's such a thing. It's gonna be a good day. There's hay on a wagon back here. So we baled that yesterday. That was just down the road here at Pickering's. What we couldn't get up the other night. Still have some hay out here that is drying out still a little bit, getting some morning sun on it. It's gonna be fine. Made some round bales that are back here over on St. John Road over here. Made 4.5. Kicked the 5th one out back here with no string and sent it over the fence to the cattle. The emergency brake is broke. We think it's just the cable on the New Holland. That's going to get fixed in a minute. I just got back from taking the Mahindra down to American Equipment in Sabina. American Equipment Service, sorry, in Sabina. They are putting the 3rd function on it this morning. Supposed to have it back this afternoon. And I want them to see why it's smoking. I think it's some kind of setting on it because the mechanic there, Brandon, his family has one just like mine and theirs doesn't smoke, so I think it's a setting on it. I mean, that thing will just roll out the black smoke. That's about the only complaint I got on it. It just seems to be lacking some power. Let's get the tool shed door open here. Got a little bit of time. We're gonna try and figure out the emergency brake on the New Holland. I got some pictures all online. Is it online or offline? Anyway, and they're on my phone of how that all works. And do I even have my phone in my pocket? I do, back here. Okay. So that's going on this morning. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Don't seem to have much of a do this morning, and I need to get over and tedder the, we got about 8.5 acres of an alfalfa mix cut down. It's what I cut yesterday morning, early yesterday morning, before I went to Grandparents' Day. So need to get that tethered again. And but first, I want to look at this. We got a little bit of time yet. I'd like to tether anything with alfalfa on it before the dew gets completely off, before the leaves get too dry. You'll just break the leaves off. So it's been tethered once. It needs to be done again. It may bail this afternoon, late this evening. We'll see. There is a nice breeze again, and there is a chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. They're saying late evening, 5 o'clock and on. If that holds true, that's fine. We just wait till tomorrow to bale that, let it dry nice and good and cure out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it looks when I get over there and tether it and how it looks this afternoon. Got the Mahindra on the trailer back here, bringing it back from American Equipment Service. How many times in one video do I say their name, right? Love those guys. They're good to us. Anyway, part of the 3rd function got put on. The part that goes on the joystick is not available yet, or they didn't have the right part. Something got messed up there, but that's going to get done. Ryan even said he might run out and put it on. In other news, I had a guy check out my air conditioning at the house this afternoon. My HVAC that is 23 years old, same age as the house, is junk. All needs replaced. That's not cheap. That's being put on the back burner. Going to be a window unit being put in for this summer. So sorry it's a little noisy, and I knew I was smelling something a minute ago. That right there is manure. Pretty strong smell to that, actually. And those guys kind of do what I do. They use all natural manure, so yeah, that's got a pretty good smell to it. That may be human. That may be from a wastewater plant. It doesn't smell like dairy or anything else. I've seen piles of that in several areas. I mean, but they're giving up a part of their field because they won't put that on till fall. Okay, well, I guess you gotta put it somewhere. I guess the neighbors were loving that smell. There's somebody else doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay, we are at Ford's, and this is an alfalfa field they acquired a couple years ago when they bought this place next to theirs. And I know they fertilized this spring or last fall, but my gosh, I mean, we're probably pushing 100 bales an acre here.
And this is really good alfalfa grass. Some of it's even blown down, as you can see, so they've had some wind out here. But wow. Wow is all I got to say, wow. So can't go much faster than what we're going right now, about 5 miles an hour because it's so rough. But this is gonna make some hay on this field. Dad sped to the back, he said it looks the same. My gosh. So sorry I had to get turned there, but yeah, super impressed with whatever they've done here. I don't know that I'll get to take any of this home. I know they're in bad need of hay. In fact, I might have to bring some of mine from the farm to them because they need hay before this is gonna get made. I'm almost positive they do. So we'll do a little swapping out, but this is crazy. This is the best crop of anything hay I've seen yet this year. So, and then the fields here in front of me, story on that is I sowed those not last year, but the year before. I planted those for them. They had a flood and water was as deep as what those round bales are, just about up to here. I do know that he has that fence post at the corner. He said water was up above that fence post, so you couldn't see that. There's a creek that runs right down through there, and of course it washed out all the seed that I had planted. So they went and redid it again last fall, and that's all grass, but my gosh, and a lot of it's blown down too. So we'll see how this turns out. It's gonna make some hay, that's for sure. Dad wants to take over for me. Of course, he came and checked on me and didn't bring nothing with him. I wish he would have just told me that he was coming over, because I will need fuel before I get their whole place done. We got a few places even down the road we're gonna try and catch, but I'd like to, towards the end of the week, get somewhere else. Maybe a little south of here, maybe a little west of here. But we'll see. This is going to make a lot of hay. We might even have to bring Chad's baler over here. And when it's blown down like this, it's hard to cut. We'll see how it goes through the disc pine and what it looks like. I hear it struggling back here. It's just hard to cut when it's laid down like that. So I'm in the backfield here now, and going a little bit faster, but it's pulling on this tractor. But anyway, about as thick, not as thick maybe as up here, I don't know. Still a bunch of hay coming out the back here. And yeah, gonna make a lot of hay up here too, for sure. I'm gonna go around about 6 rounds here, and then I'm gonna split it a few times up through the center here. It just seems to work out better when we do it that way. So this back here also will make a lot of hay. That's about 17 and a half acres back here. And nice stuff, nice alfalfa mix back here also. And I think Dad is gonna take over soon. I don't know, we'll see. I need to start moving some stuff over here. We will need fuel before long, before we finish this whole place, like I said. And we'll just get back after it here, going around and around right now. Good morning, everybody. Sunday morning. I'm gonna head out here and Penny and Spot in the backyard here. I'm gonna get them something to eat. Roosters are looking at me like, who are you talking to? That's our chickens. That little white tarp there is taking a beating, but that came with the kit that the wife bought for that little coop. I built this. Go-kart racetrack that hasn't seen any racing in a little while. Okay, head out back. I don't know if you can see that. Jack's cattle. We hear you. Penny's waiting on me patiently. Spot there, he's gonna get up here in a minute and start growling at me probably. See if I can get my knife undone with one hand here. Okay, got that. Cut some strings. These are some bales that didn't keep very well. They had a little heat in them. Usually get them a round bale over the fence. Right Spot? Right where he's, well, right in the spot where he's laying. Needed to get rid of these bales and get them out of the way anyhow, so let's get them out of there. Get strings. I always try and cut them near the knot. Always easier to pull the strings out And if you look around this farm, there are strings everywhere. This one, the knot's on the other side, but we'll get to that. The knife put away here before I hurt myself. Okay, they are fed. Spot got up to eat. Rooster's still crowing. Can you believe we've already got one cutting off that and it's coming back looking like that already? I'll take that. It's growing good. Alfalfa's actually coming back pretty nice and strong. Real heavy dew this morning. The plan is to get back over there off South Charleston Road to Ford's, and yeah, alfalfa's looking good. Anyway, we got plenty of tethering to do. Probably not doing any more mowing today because Chad is going to be using the mower. Yeah, alfalfa's coming in. Even maybe the new stuff I planted is, well, this might be another 5 cutting year off of this field. My manure pile way down there in the bottom. But yeah, the plan is to get over there. We got several acres to tether today, whether myself or Dad does that, or whether I call Mike, I don't know. It's a Sunday, but we'll see. Dad could do that. All he has to do is sit in a tractor seat and run around the field. I need to unload some of the hay that I've got stacked up on wagons down there in the barn. I can do that. I need to put the grapples back on the loader, which I need to do a little bit of grinding on where one of the pins goes down on the universal connect. I haven't had caffeine yet this morning. That needs to be ground out. But I'm going to do that. Tether in here in a bit. Should be able to rake up there at Brian Regan's and maybe get that round bale this afternoon. That's that. So, you know, years ago my grandfather would say, you know, we don't work on Sundays. It's a day of rest. Well, yeah, I would love to be able to stick to that, but with everything that we've got to do, the acreage that we got to cover and everybody that we got to keep happy, it just doesn't always work out like that. So Sunday, holidays, just another day when it comes to making hay, when you got the weather, and we got a good span of weather here. So how y'all doing this morning? Man, he starts doing that about 5:30, 6 a.m. every morning. We had the windows open last night. It's nice and cool out here. It's almost hoodie weather. So that is Big Daddy. That is Dr. Pecker. I didn't name him. That wasn't me. Dew's so heavy it's dripping off here a little bit. Hey, y'all doing good. Go make some eggs. We actually have the 6 little ones that we hatched out of the incubator. They're in there. Must be hiding from Biden is what I call it this morning. So, yeah. But my grandpa always, you know, liked to rest. The family get together on Sundays. We'd sit underneath the 2 big maple trees in Mom's front yard. It just doesn't happen much anymore. Family doesn't much get together. I'm talking here. So, is what it is. We got things to do. We do them. You know, I guess maybe that all started when I had a full-time job and all I had was evenings and weekends to get things done, and this hay business got rolling, and you know, left my full-time job in 2015 to come do this, and yeah, it's paid off. It gets stressful at times, but some days you look back and say, man, I just had a 9-to-5 job or whatever that was kind of job. Would I be better off? I don't know. Things definitely compounded on us last year, and then this spring, and the money just seemed to just fly out the door without money coming in. But it's business, I guess. You know, we had to get trucks. We did the deal on the tractor, which we made out okay on that. It's just another payment. You just keep making payments, even though the payment's just a little bit higher, but we got a bigger tractor. So cows down there want fed. Okay. I need to run up to the gas station and that beast and get my morning caffeine. But I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. Somebody says, you know, why you do hay? Why don't you do other stuff also, like row crops or something? Oh, well, for one, I don't have the equipment. I don't have the ground. You know, there's only 14 acres on this whole farm. Everything else is rent, shared, or whatever. So, you know, the ground that I do have that I rent and share, it's all just hay ground, and that's all it's ever going to be. That's all they want it to be. So, and I love animals, so this is one way I can deal with animals, feed them, make the best quality feed that I can for them, make some money on the side, be my own boss, have a pretty lucrative schedule, and plan my own deliveries, and just like today, my whole today is all planned, and next few days are planned. Next couple days anyway, I think. I don't get that far ahead. But I love what I do. I love my customers, and I'd never look back. I'd never go back, for sure. Will I ever be able to retire from this? Probably not. Probably work up to the day I die, but we'll see. Wife and I was talking the other day, you know, where are we at in 20 years? So that put me at 70, 69, 70 years old. Will I be ready to retire then and watch somebody else run this business? Or do we sell everything and get an RV? I don't know. This is where we're at now. This is what we're doing now. Just a beautiful morning. Couldn't ask for better. I need caffeine. Me and the white beast are gonna take off and go get it. See you in a few.